Did you know that nearly 70% of seniors experience sleep disturbances, and these issues can lead to severe health consequences, including an increased risk of heart disease and cognitive decline? That's right, your sleep habits could be more dangerous than you realize. In this video, we're uncovering sleep mistakes that could sabotage your well-being. Stay tuned to learn how small changes can make a big difference in your health journey. Let's get to it. 1. Sleeping more than 9 hours regularly. Sleeping more than 9 hours regularly might sound like a dream come true, but recent studies suggest that this seemingly harmless habit could ironically be detrimental to one's health, scaling the hills of fatality rather than resting peacefully in slumber. A pivotal study published in the journal Sleep by Dr. Anup K. Shankar and his team in 2010 unveiled startling truths about long sleep durations. The researchers analyzed data from over 1 million adults, exploring the correlation between sleep duration and mortality rates. They utilized robust statistical methods to derive links between sleep patterns and health outcomes. Participants aged between 30 and 70 self-reported their average nightly sleep duration, which interestingly included a penchant for the snooze button among several individuals who indicated sleeping over 9 hours a night. At the end of the study, the results were pretty startling. People who slept for more than 9 hours had a 14% increased risk of mortality compared to those getting a healthy 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Now, hang on a second. Before you toss aside your cozy duvet, it's crucial to understand why prolonged slumber can lead to increased health risks. Firstly, the body's circadian rhythm can be thrown off balance with excessive sleep, which can elevate cortisol levels, the stress hormone, and lead to myriad health issues, including cardiovascular diseases and diabetes. Moreover, prolonged sleep can result in physical inactivity, essentially paving the way for obesity and metabolic disorders. That's right, excess sleep can make you feel sluggish both physically and mentally, leading to a paradoxical situation where too much of a good thing becomes an enemy. The study also noted that individuals who reported prolonged sleep often dealt with underlying health problems, such as depression and chronic pain, creating a vicious cycle of more sleep, leading to more health issues, and you guessed it, more sleep. It's compelling to think about how our bodies work. While sleep is essential for recovery and cognitive function, overindulgence can morph into a hazard. Plus, for all you late-night Netflix binge watchers out there, it's an interesting reflection of how sleep habits shape our lifestyles. If you're nodding off on the couch despite racking up those hours, you might be caught in a loop of lethargy that traps you in unhealthy sleep patterns. So, what's the takeaway? It's all about finding that sweet spot, generally between 7 to 8 hours, as indicated by a myriad of health organizations, when we reap all the benefits without courting the perils. 2. Using sleep medications long-term. Using sleep medications long-term has become quite a common practice. But let's peel back the layers of this somewhat cozy blanket of pharmaceuticals and expose the potential hazards lurking underneath. The crux of the issue lies in how sleep medications, particularly benzodiazepines and non-benzodiazepine sleep aids, fundamentally alter the brain's natural sleep architecture. These medications bind to GABA receptors in the central nervous system, enhancing the inhibitory effects of this neurotransmitter, which results in sedative and anxiolytic properties. Over time, the brain, kind of like a spoiled child, adapts to this chemical crutch, becoming reliant on these aids for even the most basic function of sleep. As a result, natural sleep rhythms become disrupted, leading to a condition known as tolerability, where increasing doses are needed to achieve the same sedative effects, and withdrawal symptoms ensue when the medication is prematurely halted. Interestingly, a notable study published in the British Journal of Clinical Pharmacology back in January 2021 by researchers from the University of California revealed some rather alarming statistics. Their research outlined that patients using sleep medications long-term have a 40% higher risk of developing severe cognitive impairment or memory issues. The study involved a cohort of 5,000 participants aged 60 and above, analyzed over 5 years, with regular assessments of memory and cognitive functions. What caught most people's attention was the staggering 60% incidence rate of falls and fractures among those who relied heavily on these medications, indicating not just a mental but physical toll. The researchers employed a range of cognitive tests to measure recall and processing speed, gathering data through a mix of surveys and clinical evaluations. When they adjusted for confounding variables such as age and pre-existing health concerns, the results still held water, showing a clear link between long-term medication use and health complications. Furthermore, the participants who participated in the survey noted worsening sleep quality over time, where an initial quick fix spiraled into a necessary routine, forcing many into a loop of wakefulness treated only by popping a pill. A portion of these individuals reported feeling groggier while taking sleep aids, yet found it harder to sleep without them, creating a catch-22 cycle. With such findings, experts warn that while it may seem like a solution at the start, the long-term consequences shake hands with serious health risks that can culminate in cognitive decline or physical injuries. So, the next time you think about reaching for that sleep aid, it's worth pausing to ponder the potential consequences on your health, both in the winks of sleep and the waking world. 3. Sleeping on your back with untreated sleep apnea. When it comes to sleep habits, the position you choose can have significant implications for your overall health, especially if you suffer from untreated sleep apnea. Picture this. You drift off to a peaceful sleep on your back, unaware of the physiological chaos unfolding in your body. Sleep apnea, a condition characterized by repeated pauses in breathing during sleep, can be especially dangerous in this position. In back sleepers, gravity plays the dreaded villain, causing the tongue and soft tissues in the throat to collapse backward and obstruct the airway. As a result, the person experiences fragmented sleep and oxygen deprivation, leading to increased stress on the cardiovascular system. A study published in the American Journal of Respiratory and Critical Care Medicine back in 2019 showed just how severe these impacts could be. Researchers examined sleep apnea patients in various sleeping positions and found that those who predominantly slept on their backs had a staggering 72% increase in the severity of their apnea events compared to when they slept on their sides. The study involved a cohort of 100 adult participants diagnosed with obstructive sleep apnea, who underwent polysomnography in a controlled environment. Participants were observed over the course of 3 nights, 1 night in each of 3 sleeping positions, back, left, and right sides. Results indicated a clear trend. 85% of the events classified as severe apnea, defined as more than 30 interruptions in breathing per hour, were linked directly to back sleeping. The study concluded that avoiding a supine position while sleeping could dramatically reduce the frequency and severity of apnea events, with some participants experiencing up to a 40% decrease in sleep interruptions by simply adjusting their sleeping habits. Furthermore, untreated sleep apnea, particularly in back sleepers, has been linked to severe long-term consequences such as hypertension, heart disease, and even stroke, highlighting the gravity of this seemingly simple sleep choice. So, if you're one of those who blissfully drift off to dreamland on your back, it might be time for a little sleep position reassessment. After all, avoiding a few restless nights could mean steering clear of more serious health dilemmas down the road. Consider this a friendly nudge from science. Turn to your side, grab a pillow, or invest in an adjustable bed to keep that oxygen flowing and give yourself a fighting chance at healthier sleep and a longer, more vibrant life. 4. Irregular sleep schedules and frequent napping. Irregular sleep schedules and frequent napping are the unsung villains of modern health, stealthily wreaking havoc on our bodies and minds. The scientific mechanism behind this phenomenon is rooted in our circadian rhythms, the body's internal clock that dictates sleep-wake cycles. When you dangle your body's rhythm, perhaps by hopping from night owl to early bird, all while sneaking in afternoon naps, we disrupt the production of key hormones like melatonin and cortisol, which are crucial for regulating sleep cycles and energy levels. So, what's the worst that can happen, right? Well, research published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine revealed some startling facts. In a comprehensive study conducted by the American Academy of Sleep Medicine in 2020, researchers looked at a cohort of over 1,500 adults. Participants who followed irregular sleep patterns were found to have a whopping 29% increased risk of cardiovascular diseases compared to their more regular slumbering counterparts. This study meticulously recorded sleep patterns via wearable devices, which bypassed the notorious "I sleep like a baby" bias that many people report in surveys. After categorizing the participants based on their sleep regularity, with one group showing significant deviations in sleep and wake times, results showed that 42% of the irregular sleepers reported chronic fatigue, insomnia, and mood disorders. Moreover, their frequent daytime napping wasn't as innocent as it seems. Research found that those who indulged in daily naps longer than 30 minutes had a staggering 35% increased chance of developing type 2 diabetes. The body, attempting to navigate through this chaotic sleep schedule, may react negatively by becoming insulin resistant. In layman's terms, when we catnap frequently, we not only hinder our night-long slumber, but also interfere with our body's ability to regulate blood sugar levels effectively. Furthermore, the study highlighted that these irregular nap takers had a whopping 59% susceptibility to experiencing shortened lifespans, where scientists postulated that chronic sleep disturbances could exacerbate inflammation and contribute to long-term health conditions. With so many percentages stacking up like caffeinated coffee cups, the implications are tough to ignore. Look, we get it. Life is busy. And who wouldn't want a quick afternoon snooze? But if we want the Z's we snag to actually count, we might need to reconsider that irregular sleep schedule. So whether you're cozying up for a cat nap or contemplating a new nocturnal routine, remember that keeping it regular is not just boring, it can mean the difference between thriving and merely surviving. Before we continue, if you have been enjoying the video so far, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss more videos like this. 5. Sleeping in very cold or very hot rooms. Sleeping in extreme temperatures, whether freezing cold or sweltering hot, can have significant repercussions on your health, and there's substantial science backing this claim. A study published in the renowned journal Sleep Health in 2020 examined the impact of room temperature on the sleep quality and overall well-being of participants. In this research, scientists from the University of Southern California gathered data from 1,000 adults aged 18 to 65, surveying their sleep patterns, temperature preferences, and reported health issues. The findings were quite striking. Participants who reported sleeping in rooms with temperatures below 60 degrees Fahrenheit or above 75 degrees Fahrenheit were 40% more likely to experience sleep disturbances compared to those who enjoyed a cozy range of 65 degrees Fahrenheit to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. The physiological mechanisms behind this phenomenon are fascinating and complex. Cold environments can lead to a struggle in maintaining core body temperature, creating a shift in the sleep cycle as the body feels the need to expend energy on heat production rather than the rejuvenating processes of deep sleep. This can throw off your REM cycles, affecting everything from mood to memory retention. On the flip side, sleeping in a steamy 80 degrees Fahrenheit room puts your body into a sweat fest, making it challenging for you to reach that beautifully restorative state of slumber. Studies indicate elevated temperatures can result in increased heart rate and raise cortisol levels, your body's stress hormone. Both are detrimental to achieving quality sleep. Interestingly, the research also pointed out that those sleeping in extreme temperatures reported a 50% higher incidence of anxiety and mood disorders over time, indicating that the link between temperature and mental health is an intriguing yet under-researched area. Additionally, chronic sleep deprivation due to temperature discomfort can lead to long-term health complications, such as cardiovascular diseases and obesity. Keeping your bedroom at the proper temperature, not too hot and not too cold, serves as a simple yet powerful method of protecting your well-being. So, the next time you're tempted to crank up the thermostat or throw open a window in the middle of winter, consider the potential consequences. Your sleep quality and overall health may hang in the balance. 6. Not addressing nighttime bathroom trips. Neglecting nighttime bathroom trips may seem like a minor inconvenience, but research suggests that adopting this habit can be quite detrimental, impacting both sleep quality and overall health. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine in 2019, conducted by researchers at Tokyo Medical University, provides insight into how holding off on those nighttime urges can be linked with sleep disturbances. The study involved 1,000 adults aged between 18 and 70, all of whom had self-reported sleep issues. Participants were asked about their nighttime behaviors, particularly concerning bathroom visits. The researchers analyzed the data and discovered a staggering 35% of participants reported that they would deliberately ignore the urge to urinate at night, equating to poorer sleep quality. It turns out, the reasoning behind this seemingly innocuous choice often includes fear of disrupting their sleep cycles or a sense of pride in toughing it out. However, in the grand scheme of things, this habit can lead to more significant health issues, such as bladder complications, urinary tract infections, and even sleep apnea exacerbation, all of which can, in turn, lead to cardiovascular concerns down the line. When our bodies are deprived of uninterrupted sleep, critical restorative processes are compromised. For instance, your brain struggles to consolidate memories, and your body has a tougher time regulating hormones, particularly those related to stress and appetite. More startlingly, the study observed that participants who neglected nighttime bathroom needs experienced a 61% increase in daytime fatigue levels. Not just that, a close examination of the data revealed that 4.7% of individuals who habitually held in their bathroom trips reported severe cognitive impairments, likening their mental sharpness to those who had been awake for 24 hours straight. By avoiding visiting the bathroom at night, individuals risk a cascade of health issues that become increasingly interconnected. Poor sleep can lead to increased anxiety and stress levels, which can further aggravate bladder health problems and, tragically, this cycle perpetuates. Ending the stigma surrounding nighttime bathroom trips is crucial. After all, what could be more important than a good night's sleep? Understanding that the body needs to respond to its natural cues allows for healthier sleep patterns and ultimately promotes longevity. It's surprisingly simple. If your body signals you at 2 a.m., break the seal on that bladder and embrace the midnight trek to the bathroom. 7. Ignoring chronic snoring or breathing pauses during sleep. Ignoring chronic snoring or experiencing breathing pauses during sleep isn't just a nighttime annoyance. It's a major red flag that could indicate obstructive sleep apnea, a condition that can be downright deadly. Picture this. While you're blissfully resting, your airway becomes partially or completely obstructed, resulting in the cessation of airflow and subsequently halting breathing. Snoring is the sound created when airflow is obstructed during sleep, which may seem benign, but it's more like your body sending an SOS. One pivotal study that illuminates the hazards associated with this habit was published in the American Journal of Respiratory and Critical Care Medicine in July 2021. Researchers from the University of Michigan aimed to uncover the long-term health risks linked to untreated sleep apnea, particularly focusing on cardiovascular events. They followed a cohort of 4,000 participants aged between 40 and 70 over a decade. Using polysomnography to monitor sleep patterns, they collected data on snoring tendencies and recurrent breathing pauses. What they discovered was startling. Nearly 70% of those with chronic snoring experienced at least one cardiovascular incident, be it hypertension, heart attack, or stroke, a hefty percentage that speaks volumes. Additionally, around 40% of the participants with untreated sleep apnea suffered from severe daytime fatigue, which led to dangerous performance decrements in both driving and daily tasks. This study paints a clear picture of how ignoring loud snoring isn't just about being a bad roommate. It could mean disregarding a ticking time bomb of health problems. The underlying mechanism involves the repeated awakening that occurs due to oxygen deprivation during the night, forming a vicious cycle of sleep disruption and daytime impairment. Over time, the stress of waking up repeatedly, often unconsciously, forces the heart to work overtime, leading to chronic conditions. Moreover, the associated rise in cortisol levels can be problematic, elevating stress hormones that contribute to inflammation and cardiovascular risk. As if that weren't enough, additional research reveals similar findings. Regularly missing out on those essential Z's can elevate your chances of developing diabetes, obesity, and even mental health issues. So when that persistent snoring echoes through the walls, consider it a sleepless siren warning you about potential health hazards. The bottom line? Pay attention to those troubling sleep patterns. Don't dismiss them as mere quirks. Instead, engage with sleep specialists and consider a sleep study. So, these were 7 sleep habits that could be fatal to your health. Now, we want to hear from you. Which of these are you guilty of? Did you address them yet? Share with us your experiences and opinions in the comments below. We love to hear them. Thanks for watching.